Peace and blessings to all, and love. As Rumi once said, close your eyes, fall in love, and stay there. I think that's what we need to do, even though at the moment that they ask us to stay at home, globally, to each one of us. But what we also need to remember is we need to love again. When you think about our creation and the universe, that love is the most important essence for the universe and for our own existence. I think that's what we're missing at the moment anyway. That we miss the essence of our existence, and that is love. We came to existence through each individual's love. Most of us were lucky enough to brought up in a loving environment, but not all are at the moment. What we're going through in the world globally is the reason that what we lack in our lives, and that is love. Sadly, greed and hatred is taking over, and love is dying slowly. And because of this, that is affecting our lives now, each single one of us, because we lack and understand the other individuals' problems that they're going through in their life, or the worries that they're going through in their life. Sadly, we seem to think that in the other part of the world where there's a war going on, we are free from it. As long as we have what we need in our lives, we don't need to worry about what's happening to other people. And they are people just like us. And there are people that has their love been taken away from their life, and their life around them been filled with hatred, sadly. And because of this, we are affected by it as well. You might say that why the other individual's problems might affect you somehow, yet they might be in a war situation. The reason being is that we find it difficult to understand others. We are most disconnected at the moment. Well, in a sense that we are being now asked to stay away from each other at least 2 meters for our own health. But in reality, we are far away from each other, spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically. And because of this, that we find it difficult to overcome our fears at the moment and our worries, because we can't connect to other individuals throughout the world. In the past 100 years or so, the greed, hatred, wars has taken over our lives one way or another, and we find it difficult to break away from this cycle that we only think about for ourselves, not for others that we don't know. We seem to think that if something's happening in another part of the world, it has no concern to us, and that we seem to fall into a trap of hating someone else that we never met other side of the world. And it's this hatred and this anger and this greed has kind of put us all together into this global prison. We are all trapped now in our small walls of our own houses. You might say that, the illness, in a sense, that we've been going through can only be cured through science and medically. Yet, we must understand the reason we came to this point is that we lack the understanding of others. We lack the understanding of pain of others. From young age, that even though we are brought up with certain environment within our family of love, Yet we tend to forget the kind of love we can give to others. We tend to be judgmental of the people, individuals that we never met before. I think through judgment and through fear, we lack this love that we need. Each human being needs their basic need, which is water, food, and healthy life. But healthy life and it does not only come from food and water. Healthy life can only come through what we need in our souls. Some might not believe in soul, but psychologically, emotionally, we need other things as well. And most important essence is love. And we need to be loved. We don't need to be in a world of where we are being judged. And what we need is to overcome these fears, is to be loved again, to love each other, to love others. And we do fear to love again because the media throughout the world teaches us other things. They tell us who to love, who to hate. The media tells us to be greedy. The environment, the society we live in tells us to be greedy and to be judgmental. Because of this, this fear, that this judgmental, this prejudice that we carry in our minds, we pass this on to our children as well, and to youngsters around us, maybe knowingly, unknowingly, and they take this from us. And when they do this, they carry on the next generation of being judgmental. I think what we need is at the moment is to go back to our basic needs once again, and that's what we're doing at the moment anyway. When we are closed in our own environment, in our houses at the moment, what most need is at the moment, other than water, food and shelter, the most basic need we need at the moment is to love again. And not just the people around us, but also the other people that lives in our community, in our country, or other side of the world. We must ask ourselves that to be able to overcome our fears, how can one be able to move forward? To be able to move forward and overcome our fears, we must be ready to love again. End of the day, we are only human beings. And each human being do not only need to be loved, they also need to be understood. Love is an energy, so is hatred. If we were to carry something that is bad for us, why would we want to pass it on to others? Maybe like an illness. Hatred is an illness. And the only cure for this is love. Throughout our history, there were so many people who tried to teach us about love and the importance of love. And we must remember these individuals and understand what they were trying to teach us. And to understand that only through love we can overcome this darkness which has spread over our world. And we must take heed for a moment or two and think how we came to this point There's no point of blaming now. There's the point of now is to move forward and overcome this problem, not just through our lives, through others' lives as well. That we should be ready to love again, to understand again. Stay blessed and loved.